Welcome to Jack's Weekly Updates from 18th September to 24th September 2016. First, let's go through the checklist of forms for annual filing with the Registrar of Companies for the financial year 2015-16. The list of forms for annual filing are ADT 1, that is relating to appointment of auditors, AOC 4, that is filing balance sheet and profit and loss account, MGT 7, that is filing annual return. Then checklist for ADT 1. Attachments required for ADT 1 are first certified true copy of resolution passed at annual meeting on the letterhead of the company, then appointment letter of auditor on the letterhead of the company, then consent of appointment as auditor and certificate of eligibility on the letterhead of the firm. The due date for filing ADT 1 is 15 days from the date of AGM. Then checklist for AOC 4. The information required are date of Board of Directors meeting in which financial statements and board's report and financial statement by the auditors are approved, details relating to principal products or services of the company. Attachments required for AOC 4 are balance sheet, profit and loss account, director's report, auditor's report and notice of annual general meeting. The due date for filing AOC 4 is within 30 days from the date of annual general meeting. Then checklist for MGT 7. Attachments required for MGT 7 are list of shareholders and debenture holders, approval letter for extension of annual general meeting if any, copy of MGT 8 if the paid share capital is rupees 10 crores or more or turnover of rupees 50 crores or more. The due date for filing MGT 7 is within 60 days from the date of AGM. The next update, non-compliance of the subsection 2 of Section 32K of Central Excise Act 1944 also made applicable to service tax. As per subsection 2 of Section 32K of the Central Excise Act 1944, an immunity granted to a person from prosecution, penalty and fine shall stand withdrawn if such person fails to pay any sums specified under order of settlement within the stipulated time. This will now apply to service tax matters also. The next update, service tax exemption on state government industrial development corporation undertakings by way of granting long-term lease of industrial plots to industrial units. Notification number 41/2016 of service tax dated 22nd September 2016 exempts taxable services provided by state industrial development corporation or undertakings to industrial units by way of granting of long-term lease of 30 years or more of industrial plots from so much of service tax leviable on the one-time upfront amount payable for such lease. The next update, GST Council sets threshold limit at rupees 20 lakhs. The model GST law has prescribed threshold of rupees 10 lakhs for all states other than northeastern states. The threshold limit has now been fixed at rupees 20 lakhs for all states except northeastern states and hill states, wherein the threshold limit will be rupees 10 lakhs. Then next, let's go through a brief analysis of Section 185 of the Companies Act 2013. No company shall directly or indirectly advance any loan or loan represented as a book debt or guarantee or security to any of its director or any other person where the director is interested. The persons where the director is interested are the director of lending company or director of holding company or any partner or relative of such director, any firm in which any such director or relative is a partner, any private company of which any such director is a director or member, any body corporate where such director together or singly hold or control 25% or more voting rights, any body corporate, the board of directors, managing director or manager, accustomed to act in accordance with the directions or instructions of the board or any director or directors of the lending company. Now, exemptions from Section 185. are giving any loan to a managing or on-time director as a part of the conditions of service extended by the company to all its employees or pursuant to any scheme approved by the members by special resolution. Then company giving loans in advances in its normal course of business. Then holding company advancing loan or guarantee or security to its wholly owned subsidiary for its principal business purpose. Then holding company giving guarantee or security to its subsidiary for its principal business purpose. Section 185 will not be applicable to private limited company if no body corporate is holding shares in that private. Borrowing from banks or financial institutions of body corporate is less than 2 times of its paid-up capital or rupees 50 crore, whichever is less. No default in repayment of borrowings has occurred. So that's all the important updates. Have a nice day. Thank you.